irresistible already. Oh, come on. Come on. Who here has finished high school? Who here has started a blog? All right, who here has helped a friend through a problem? Who here has done something to change someone's life? Yeah, I've done all those things too. I change somebody's life every day. Who here knows all the words to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? And that's pretty impressive that you still know all the words to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Who here knows that the tune to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is the same as the ABC song? That's right. And now I've got that stuck in your head, don't I? Kind of irresistible. You know, people and stars are made of the same stuff. And that's kind of irresistible too. I'm going to talk a little bit about the thing that irresistible is a decision, and all those things that I just mentioned, whether you finished high school or whether you helped a friend through a problem, all of that have to do with you making a decision. And decision comes from the same etymology as the word decide, homicide, suicide, matricide. It means to kill off all other options. To be irresistible is a decision. It doesn't just happen. You know, those mean girls, you know, in high school, they didn't just like, sort of like, get blessed with irresistibility, and quite frankly, I don't think they were. But that's another story. It is a strategy. It is a decision to be irresistible. It is a decision to be one of a kind. And so, if you're going to be Carol's mom, which I wouldn't suggest since she's already born, but if you're going to open a gifts shop, you know, you have to make a decision about whether your gift service is going to be irresistible. And part of doing that starts with a strategy to make it irresistible. And strategy starts with mission. Like, you got to know where you're going. Because who wants to follow somebody who doesn't know where they're going? But knowing where you're going is irresistibly attractive. It's like a magnet. It's like you meet somebody who knows where they're going, and you kind of want to follow them, because maybe then you'll know where they're going to. You know, at least until you figure it out. It's about position. It's about understanding and claiming your space in the world. And that's about knowing who you are and where you stand. And how many people know the name Chris Brogan? Yeah, I know him too. He's a close personal friend. How many knew the name Chris Brogan 3 years ago? Not quite as many. Chris Brogan decided where he was going to stand. Chris Brogan claimed his place in this space. How many of you are claiming your space? If you want to be in the gift services business, then you better decide who you're going to be in the gift services business. And one of the ways you claim your space is to look at the conditions and look at yourself and determine exactly what negative space is not being filled that you, only you, can fill. That you are irresistible about filling. And you know, I'm irresistible at teaching people how to be irresistible. And part of the reason is that I really need to belong, so I know that that's my deepest core need. So I'm really good at teaching people how to belong. And the reason I'm really good at teaching people how to belong is because one day I damn well decided that I belonged on this planet and that the whole world couldn't have hoped to decide that I didn't. It was a decision to be irresistible. And so you need to decide what your mission is and decide and claim your space. Because the information and the ideas are everywhere. And you know, the gift services industry is everywhere, but there's only one you. And you are the unique difference that you bring. The third thing is the conditions, the climate and the condition, the trends and patterns that you can take advantage of. I can take advantage of that there isn't any blogger out there who's as old as me, who's been around as long as me, who has a voice as rough as mine, who can tell those boys to sit down and be quiet and comb their hair. You know, I have the lucky background of having grown up, you know, in my father's redneck saloon and teaching first grade, and they kind of listen to me. Nobody else gets to bring that to the party. And I use it, believe me. And they do comb their hair, by the way, don't they? Bring what you know. Look at what you talk about every day. When you're not thinking about what you could bring, look at what you talk about and you can't quit talking about. Look at what people come to you and ask you about when they bring you problems. They're always bringing you the same problem. Look at what your biggest problem is and solve that for everyone else. So those are certain things about how you can decide what you bring to being irresistible. We're going to, very shortly, we're going to go to a break, and then after that we're going to talk about the irresistible law firm.